And Cal smashes one to deep left field, way back, and this one is gone.
It's a double play. Bill Ripken to McLemore to Will Clark.
Quick two-hopper to short. Cal's got it. The second one. Billy to first. A double play.
Welcome to our instructional DVD, Hitting the Ripken Way. We have put a lot of time and energy over the years into refining our instruction and hope that it will benefit players and coaches alike. We're very excited that you have chosen us to help you master the fundamentals of a skill that is more difficult than anything else in sports.
You might want to just leave me out of this one, Cal. Look at your numbers. Over 3,000 hits, more than 400 home runs, those 2 MVP awards you got. They weren't given to you for all the ground balls you took during batting practice or the double plays you turned in the game. You got those awards because you put up monster numbers at the plate. I didn't. This DVD is all yours. I shouldn't have to do anything but sit back and watch.
There's a lot more to hitting than putting up big numbers, and you know that. There are skills that we're going to cover in this DVD that you excelled at and that I wasn't very good at. That's why you were able to play in the big leagues for over 12 years.
You sure that's why? Or was it because I was a lot of fun in the clubhouse?
Maybe a little of both. But seriously, for those of you who don't know, Bill has been instructing youth coaches and players all over the country since 1999. During his playing days, he was once voted by his peers as one of the players most likely to become a manager. Since his playing days ended...
Since I got fired the last time.
You said it, not me. Bill has helped mold our brand of instruction, allowing us to write books and now produce videos. Like our dad, Cal Ripken Sr., he is one of the finest baseball minds I've ever been around. I think you'll find what both of us have to say is informative and entertaining.
Well, I know what I'm going to have to say is entertaining. We don't need to get Cal's resume in at this point. Why don't we just get started?
Sounds good to me. Hitting a baseball may be one of the most difficult skills to master in all of sports. You've got a round ball and a round bat, and your coach wants you to hit the ball square. On top of that, the pitcher is trying to trick you by changing speeds and making the ball curve, dip, and dance.
But hitting a baseball successfully is also one of the most fun things you can do. There's no better feeling than doing everything perfectly at the plate and feeling that ball jump off your bat.
The important thing to remember is that hitting a baseball is a very individual skill. If you watch 100 professional hitters, you might see 100 different stances. But if you look at those hitters, you will find that at certain points in their swings, the mechanics are all very similar.
The purpose of this video is to examine those basic fundamental approaches that are common among most successful hitters and to show you how to develop those fundamentals through drills and practice.
We understand that all players have certain comfort zones and that everyone brings a certain style or flair to the game. We don't want to do anything to take that element of style or individualism out of the game. In fact, we want to celebrate it.
What we want to do is help players operate within their own comfort zones and still be successful.
With all the big league games being televised these days, we have a tremendous opportunity as players and coaches to watch the greatest hitters in the game night in and night out. We also have the technology through computerized enhancements to really study what the best hitters have in common and compare ourselves and our players to them. In this DVD, we plan on using video footage of big league players to break down the fundamental elements of hitting.
All you have to do is look at Cal and the 1,000 different stances he used during his career to realize that there's not always one set way to do something on the baseball field. The beauty of using television or video is so that you can see that even though a batter's setup might be a little awkward or different, from the time the ball is released until the time the ball is hit, most successful hitters are similar. Video also allows you to compare yourself to them at different points in their swings. But that's enough talking for now. Hey Cal, what's the first lesson? Let's get on with the fun stuff.
To hit, you need a comfortable starting point. That's all a stance is, a comfortable starting point. Let's take another look at some big league stances. Every one of those guys is a proven big league hitter, and each one has a stance that is different and provides a certain level of comfort. Now, I get a chance to look at your stances in a few minutes, but let's first go over some basic fundamentals, some basic points. We're going to talk about choosing a bat, how to choose a bat. We're going to talk about the grip, how to hold the bat. And we're also going to talk about stances and what they would provide for you, okay? So let's go to choosing a bat. Let's not get way caught up in choosing a bat. This is a big bat, and this is a small bat. Real simple. Choosing a bat is a personal preference. You want to be able to swing the bat. You don't want the bat to be able to swing you. But I'm not really going to get too far into it. I want you to choose one. Try a whole lot of different bats. Whatever feels comfortable for you is the way I would choose my bat.
I think just to kind of hit on Junior's point a little bit, there's a couple players that come to my mind that play in the big leagues right now. Alfonso Soriano swings a caveman club. I mean, that's a big old bat. It's a heavy bat. It works for him. You can't argue with his success. Look at A-Rod, on the other hand. He swings a 31-ounce bat. And in the scheme of things in Major League Baseball, that's one of the lightest bats used. So it's a personal preference. Alfonso likes his big, heavy bat. A-Rod likes the light bat. Both of them work for them.
Okay, let's talk about the grip. Okay, the grip. The grip oftentimes is overlooked, and the grip can be a very important part of your swing. And the reason it's important is because if you grip it the wrong way, you'll lock your wrist up. So you want to grip the bat loosely, more in your fingers, and you want to line up these knuckles. These knuckles right here. Can you guys see these knuckles all right? Now, they don't have to be exactly lined up, but remember, the concept here is in your fingers, not your palm. These knuckles line up. That unlocks your wrist. That allows your hands, your wrist, and your forearms to assist you in the swing, which creates a whole lot more bat speed.
One thing, another point on that is, if you can see, I'm wearing the gloves, but my knuckles are in this position. As Cal said, I'm kind of free right now. There's one player that comes to my mind in the big leagues, Brett Boone. Brett Boone's had a great career. Brett almost goes to the other extreme and really chokes the bat off this way and kind of lines up his punching knuckles. But Brett Boone is so strong in his arms, his hands, his upper body, he can get away with that, and he has success. So it's a personal preference. Again, Brett likes doing this because he's so strong and he has success at it. No offense to you guys, I don't see a Brett Boone down there yet. I hope you have a career like him, but we're going to go back this way and see if we can't line these knuckles up to allow our wrists to be free and easy.
So remember, the grip unlocks your wrists. Okay, that's the only thing that you really have to remember. Now, a way to practice that, the way that we like to practice that, is through soft toss. What we're going to do here is think about lining your knuckles up. Remind yourself to keep your hands loose. They'll tighten up automatically when you swing, and we're just going to use our wrists and our hands to actually create some bat speed. So we're thinking loose hands, quick bat. Loose hands, quick bat. Let me demonstrate a couple for you.
Boys, come on around here a little bit for me. I'm going to flip a few to Junior, see if he can still hit.
Okay, spread out a little bit. Remember to spread your stance out, give a nice stable lower half. We're not striding here. We're focusing on just our hands, our grip, looseness of our hands, and the quickness to the baseball. Oh, nice.
Now, if you notice Cal, he's playing with his fingers, he's fiddling around a little bit, he's telling himself, reminding himself to have loose hands. All he's trying to do is take the barrel of that bat to the baseball as quick as he possibly can.
Ooh, base hit the center. Very nice. All right, you've seen me hit a little bit. Let's take a look at you guys. Troy, why don't you be first?
Remember the idea we talked about over there in the other stadium? We're taking the lower half out of it, we're thinking about our hands, and we're going to go from there. Loose hands, quick bat. Good. Don't move until you see that ball come out of the machine, then explode. Good swing right there. Nice, short, and quick. Think about your hands, pop the bat. Very nice. Pretty quick when you take the lower half out.
I guess this is more about quickness and less about power now. Quick hands, hit that line drive right through the red square. Very nice. 10 points. There it is. Very nice. Who's next?
What are you thinking about here?
Loose hands, quick bat.
There you go. Loose hands, quick bat.
Take your lower half out. Very good. Very nice.
Don't start until you see that ball come out, then explode. Woo!
Best one of the day. Last one, money ball. Oh, he got it. Come on, come on up.
Think about your hands, remind yourself you got hands, and be short and quick.
Good. Very nice. That's the last one. Attaboy. Like you're leaning back with most of your weight's right here on your backside. And there's a transfer when you swing. Pop. There we go. And loosen up your hands just a little bit at the start. All right. Nice going. Way to go, TK. Nice going. Hey, nice job, guys. Remember, this drill right here, loose hands, quick bat. Let's move on to the next lesson. Not everyone is going to have access to a soft toss machine. For those who don't, the tosser is key to this drill. The tosses should be consistent and spaced out enough to give the hitter time to regroup. With younger teams, it's a good idea to have the coaches toss. Kids can toss each other when they get older. So we talked about stances. Stances is totally a personal preference. You can be open, you can be closed. I would caution you on the extreme side. If you start to take the stance to the extreme, it could mess with two things. It could mess with your ability to see the ball. It could mess with your balance a little bit. There was one guy that I played with by the name of Tony Batista, and he had one of the most extreme stances that I've ever seen. Billy's very good at imitating him, so I'm going to let Billy talk about Tony.
Cal mentioned the fact that he had a lot of different stances than he did. He probably had more than any player that ever played the game, and some of them were pretty goofy looking. But when I sit there and I watch Tony, and the first time I saw him, I think I saw Tony looking through his bat right at the pitcher. Now, certainly I don't think we can hit from this position, but what Tony did, if you paid attention to him, is when the pitcher started to move when he was in his windup, you'd see Tony start to creep into this position. Now his upper body is almost conventional, being square to home plate, parallel to home plate. And if you actually paid attention more, when he got into this position and then he took his stride to hit, he's almost back to normal when he's getting ready to hit. So for Tony, this was a comfort level where he felt he could see the pitcher, and he was probably telling himself he's got to go towards the pitcher with his stride. We'll get into the stride in a little bit, but right now I want to see Troy come up here and I want to take a look at his stance.
Troy's stance is pretty conventional. Do you feel you have balance?
Yes.
You seem to have a wide base. He seems to be in an athletic position and balanced. Do you feel that you can see the release point very clearly?
Yes.
Okay, so his vision is good. What about your plate coverage? Do you feel you have plate coverage?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to pretend my fist is the fastball coming on the outside corner. Let's go to hit it, stop, and drop. Okay, Troy kind of has a lot of plate coverage right there. This is the sweet part of the bat. That's where we want to make contact. And if the pitcher's trying to get us out of the way, he's certainly covering the outside corner. If the pitch was coming inside, Troy would probably quicken up a little bit, bring his bat into this position with his hands out in front. Once again, there's the sweet spot of the bat that he's going to try to hit it. So I think Troy's got pretty good plate coverage here with the outside part of the plate.
Very nice. Thank you, Troy. Troy's stance worked for him. Now, we talked about choosing a bat. We've talked about gripping the bat and swinging it with our hands and our wrists. We've talked about a comfortable starting position, which is a stance. Next up is weight shift. When we hit, we want to be able to gather our energy and bring it forward all at the same time. This will allow us to generate more power and hit the ball harder. We can accomplish this with a weight shift. Every successful hitter has some sort of a weight shift. To get this point across, we like to say that you have to go back to go forward.
That sounds kind of goofy, but it makes kids think. So it's easy to remember. You have to go back to go forward.
Think about a cobra that is about to strike, how it pulls back and gathers its energy before springing forward.
Or a boxer who's going to punch someone. Does he just punch forward, or does he pull back and gather his energy before throwing a punch?
You got it. You have to go back to go forward. Let's take a look at a few big league hitters and notice their weight shift.
He doesn't try to pull it. He just takes it and goes the other way.
High fly ball, deep left field. It's a home run for Ripken.
Some of those guys have a more exaggerated weight shift than others, but each one shifts his weight to the backside before exploding forward. Let's go back to home plate and work on this.
It's very, very hard to stand here at home plate when someone's throwing the ball as fast as they can and be able to think about having a weight shift and still hit the ball effectively. So the secret is you don't think about your weight shift in the batter's box. We work on the mechanics of our weight shift in practice, and we do it over and over and over again, so it becomes second nature when you get in the batter's box. And the best way that I've found, and we use this very effectively in all of our camps, is to use the T for weight shift. And the simple reason we use the T for weight shift is the ball sits there in a stationary position. There's nobody trying to trick us on the mound out there. The ball sits there and allows us all the time in the world to work on our weight shift. And the weight shift is, just to review here, we're not taking just our energy forward, we're taking our energy back to go forward. So it looks something like this. You want to get into a balanced position. We've talked about that over and over again. So the weight is evenly distributed on both feet. Now we're going to take the weight from both feet to the back side, and then we're going to transfer the weight to the front side. And let me demonstrate here. I got a ball sitting on the tee. I'm dying to hit it. But here we go. We're going to sit here balanced in our position, both feet, take it back as slow as we want, and then bring it forward. Now again, I like to stress, let's exaggerate that movement so you really feel what it feels like to have the weight back, so we can bring all our energy and all our power. Our power comes from everything coming together at once. So it's okay to exaggerate this movement. You're not going to do it in the game. We're just working on the concept of taking your weight backwards to go forwards. So again, evenly distributed. We can take it back as fast or as slow anytime we want because the ball is just sitting right here on the tee. Here we go. We take it back. Oh, very nice.
Now, if you notice what Cal said, the power comes when everything comes together. He's not just bringing weight shift back and then just making contact. He's bringing his weight shift back, and when he's going at the baseball, he's going at the baseball with a purpose. He's trying to hit the ball hard.
So here we are again. Take it back, gather my energy. Oh! And grunt at the end of your swing. Here we go again. Oh! Here we go. I'm done.
We're good. But if you notice, when Cal was in his position to get into his weight shift, and he was bringing his backside here, and he's coming forward to hit the ball, that's going right into the next thing, the stride. I told you we'd talk about the stride, and here it is, okay? What Junior's doing, when he's exaggerating the weight shift and doing this way and coming here, if you notice, his head stays pretty level, okay? Preferably, the shorter the stride, the better off we're gonna be. And the main reason for that is our head stays level. Cal's talking about that pitcher being able to throw hard, right? He's throwing 92, 94 miles an hour up here. If our head is shifting planes, like dropping like this, it's distorting our vision. The longer the stride, the lower our head goes. So if we can have a nice relaxed weight shift when it's coming and then go into the stride, my eyes stay level longer. The more my eyes stay level, the easier it is for me to see. Now there's some extreme cases we like to point out, like everything else. If you remember Dave Winfield, 6'6" guy, played with the Yankees and the Padres, hit a ball a mile. His stride almost came all the way out to here. It was one of the longer strides you'd ever see. That works for Dave Winfield. You go back and you find Paul Molitor. Paul Molitor, probably one of the best hitters that ever played this game. Paul would be in his position, sometimes his stride would go like this. That was about it. His toes sometimes would just kind of point, and that was it. That worked for him. Paul waited a long time, had extremely quick wrists and hands. That's how he got his power. When he got into it and he wound up, he would stride way out there and get his power that way. Those are two individual and two extreme cases of the stride. What I want to keep in mind here when we take our stride, okay? When we get our little rhythm and our little weight shift going, if our stride is short and soft, that allows our head to stay even, allows our eyes to stay even. That's going to allow us to see the ball better, okay?
You want to make sure you take your stride towards the pitcher, okay? It doesn't always have to be perfect, but we want to take, the ball is coming from that direction, we want to stride towards the ball. So generally speaking, your stride should be straight out here. You don't want to step in the bucket, and necessarily you don't want to stride too far in. So a good guideline, and again, this is an individual preference, that you want to take the stride towards the pitcher in a straight line.
That's right. Now we've hit on all parts of that stride. Let's go ahead and rewind some of those big league clips. Some players are so talented that they can alter their approaches in certain situations and get the desired results. This is not true for 99% of the population. Let's go swing the bat.
When we talk about a level swing, we really mean a swing that stays along the same plane for a long period of time. That gives you the best chance to get the bat head to the baseball. Okay, guys, I'm going to take a little BP. Why don't you check this out? Billy, you loose? Let's go. Oh! Almost. Sounds good. A little better. All right, that might give you some idea. Let me share a drill with you that helps take a nice, quick, short, direct path to the baseball. It's called the one-arm drill. Now, basically, we put two hands on the bat, and we're taking about 5, 6, 7 swings just to get everything loose. Then we take the top hand off the bat, okay? So we're left with just the bottom hand on the bat. This hand right here directs you to the ball, okay? Let me demonstrate this. It might be a little easier. So when we're doing this drill, I'm going to have taken 5 swings already. You saw me get loose. So now I'm going to take my top hand off the bat, and we're just going to work on taking the bat head to the ball. Now this is supposed to be difficult, so don't get frustrated with it. I like to do it down on the knob, but if you have trouble controlling the bat head, it's okay to come up on the bat just a little bit so you can get more stability. So I'm going to stay down on the knob right here, get in this position, and try to take the bat head to the ball. Ooh, nice line drive. And again, the bottom hand is your lead hand. It directs where the bat's going to go. So you should start to feel a direct path to the ball. Now when you put both hands back on, you should feel a nice short direct path to the baseball. Like that. Alrighty, Kyle, why don't you come on out here and show us your one-hand strength. Let's start out first by swinging 5 times like your regular swing, just so we make sure you're loose. Very nice. Okay, simply take the top hand off the bat. There you go. Nice. It's going to feel a little unstable, and if it feels too much, it's okay to choke up a little bit. Gives you a little more control. Okay, now back with 2 hands on the bat. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. One more. Let's finish up one more. Now, after you put both hands back on the bat, did you feel a little difference? You feel a little shorter path to the ball?
Yeah, I feel it.
Now, that's the idea. Now, we like to do it in 5 rep sessions, 5 with 2 hands, 5 with 1 hand, and finish up with 5. But it's okay to extend that. If you're the only one hitting the cage, it's okay to extend to 10 or 15, 10 or 15, back to 10 or 15. You've done a great job so far. We're going to talk about some specific hitting situations. Is that okay? Let's go.
We don't cover situational hitting per se in our camps. We really are trying to get through the basic mechanics of a swing and give the kids some building blocks in a short period of time. However, learning how to approach certain situations can help develop what we call the ideal swing, short and quick to the ball, like a hit and run play or any time you're asked to move a runner over. Let's watch the pros do it. Notice how short and compact their swings are and how their hands, wrists, and forearms do most of the work.
He hits one through the right side, a base hit.
I'm getting tired of sitting here and doing nothing. Can we go back out there and hit now?
Sure we can. Let's go.
The one-arm drill that we did in the last segment is a great way to work on getting the bat head to the ball in a short, direct path. which is essential to executing the hit and run play or trying to move a runner over. There's another drill that is helpful to teaching hitters to trust their hands, to wait and let the ball travel or get deep before pulling the trigger and swinging. Now we call that the lob toss drill. Now the lob toss drill, so just so you understand it, it's like slow pitch softball. The ball is going to come in an arc, be really slow. So what we really have to do here is to wait, and that's what the drill is designed to do, is to make you, force you to wait. Terry Crowley, our hitting coach at the Orioles, and I used to work on that the last couple of years because I had a bad habit of jumping out in front. This drill forces you to wait as long as you can and let the ball travel, and then you have to explode on the ball all at once. It's a little bit difficult drill because if you leak or if you move your body at all in the direction before the ball gets to the plate, you will lose your energy and it will be very difficult to hit the ball. So the idea here is to stay on the backside as long as you can. Now, if you want to, you can crouch a little bit and kind of stay on your backside. You know, that's okay for the purpose of this drill because it helps you and enables you to wait longer. This is what it looks like. So you have to wait to the very last possible moment and then explode on it. Sit down in your stance, wait, and explode on it. So everything comes at once. It all comes at once. All right, you guys ready to give it a try? All right, come on out.
Now, if you notice, Cal didn't hit any ground balls to that side of the infield. That'll tell you he was waiting enough. If you get out there too far and you leak, that's when you start hitting ground balls to this side. Let the ball travel, trust yourself, then explode.
There we go.
Attaboy.
Still off the end.
Trust yourself, and then explode.
Try to think back up the middle, too. That'll be a helpful approach to this drill. There we go. Nice going. Wait as long as you can. There we go. Okay, next.
That's a nice job right there,
guys. All right. Let it come to you. Very nice. Wait as long as you can and go all at once.
Attaboy, good swing.
Very good. All right, you got the hang of it. Jump out. Next.
Once again, make sure you let the ball travel, then explode.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, jump out. Next one. Oh, off the end.
Let it get there. Let it get there. Trust yourself.
Wait a half second longer.
See how long you can wait and let it almost get to home plate and then just pop it.
Very good. All right, next.
Much better. Let it travel now.
Oh, very nice. All right, all right. Nice job, everybody. Back to the classroom for our next lesson.
Many hitting instructors will tell you that you have to hit the outside pitch to right field, or that you should automatically pull any pitch on the inside part of the plate. Generally speaking, this is true, but to say that you must hit the outside pitch to right field, that's not necessarily true for everyone.
That's right, Cal. You actually proved that. At times, you hooked the outside pitch over the left field wall for a homer. Joe Carter did that all the time. Pudge Rodriguez hits the same pitch for a double down the right field line. The point is that everyone's individual swing is different. What matters is the approach. A lot of kids are going to hit that outside pitch hard up the middle. That's okay as long as they keep their front shoulder in and do everything correctly from a fundamental standpoint. It's not good if you're pulling off and hitting weak ground balls to short or third.
We prefer to let the individual's swing take over. As you can see, some big leaguers' natural swings allow them to successfully pull outside pitches. Our next drill helps young hitters use their natural swings to hit the ball hard up the middle.
Okay, guys, we just covered the one-arm drill and we covered the lob toss. The one-arm drill is going to get a direct path to the ball. The lob toss is teaching us how to wait. Okay, we're going to do a front toss. Cal's going to throw balls to me on the outer portion of the plate. Similar to the lob toss, we've got to let that ball travel, okay? And I want us to think about the big part of the field this way. I'm not telling you that you can't hit this ball line drive to left center field. And I'm also not telling you that you have to hit this ball to right field. Your individual swing will dictate what you do. Cal had the type of swing where he could hit a ball in the outer part of the plate over the left field wall. I played with a guy named Pudge Rodriguez. You probably heard of him. He'll take the pitch on the outside part of the plate, hit a rocket down the right field line. Their approaches were the same. Their front shoulder stayed in, their stride was towards the pitcher. Cal's swing was conducive to do that. Pudge's swing was conducive to do that. Both of them are good results, okay? Two different swings, one approach. We're going to approach the ball on the outside part of the plate to the big part of the field, okay? We want to go to the big part of the field. Once again, as the lob toss, I'm going to eliminate the ground ball to the shortstop, third baseman when I'm hitting from the right side. Let's see if I can't execute this. Give me some tosses on the outside part of the plate, Junior. Nice short swing. Back up the box. We know where he's going. We're going to go out there. We're going to let the ball travel. We're thinking big part of the field, let the individual swing take over. I felt pretty good with that. Who wants to come out here and try this one? Come on, Anthony. And once again, he's going to throw the ball to the outer part of the plate. Don't rush out there. Let the ball travel. Big part of the field. Okay, not bad. Good approach.
Good approach.
Okay, let's do one more. Come on, hit a line drive off of Junior. All right. Troy, come on around here. We talked with Troy's plate coverage earlier. Now we're going to see what we got here. Outer part of the plate, line drive up the middle. That's a good swing. Attaboy. Wait a tad bit longer and then attack. Good swing. Hit me a line drive off of Cal. Nice going right there. Alrighty, come on up here, Juan. Let me see what you got. I'm going to play on the catcher. Junior's going to throw this ball on the outside part of the plate. Wait a tad bit longer, hit one off his head. That's a good swing right there, Juan.
That's what we're looking for.
Ball on the outer part of the plate, attack it. Let's see if you can't hit a line drive off of Cal. That's a great swing right there. Alrighty, I think we took care of that one pretty good. We ready to move on to the next lesson? Let's go.
When we talked about batting stances earlier, we stressed balance as an essential part of the stance. It's impossible to perform any athletic skill or movement without having good balance. So it's important to maintain your balance throughout the swing.
If you lose your balance at any point in your swing, something with your mechanics needs to be adjusted. You can't hit a ball if you're falling down while it's on its way, and you certainly can't get up and run to first after you've hit the ball if you've lost your balance.
That's why it's important to start in a comfortable athletic position with the knees bent slightly to take a short, soft stride and use a bat that you can handle.
Watch these big leaguers hit and notice how they maintain their balance throughout their swings.
No doubt about this one.
Wigginton.
Watch his swing. Picture perfect.
They really do swing hard, even if it doesn't look like it. You can't hit the ball as far as they do and not create tremendous bat speed. Their balance and mechanics are so good that it looks like they're not even trying when they hit. That's what we're striving for.
Let's go back to the field and work on our balance.
Okay, guys, we're going to do a little drill now called the stickball drill. And very similar to the soft toss drill where we think about our hands and think about being quick through the zone, we're going to do that as well with this. We're also going to add a little switch to it and a little flavor to it. I'm going to get wider than we did even in the soft toss drill. I'm going to take my normal stance and take my stride and stop, okay? What I'm going to do in this drill is Cal's going to flip me 5 balls. Okay, I'm going to think about my hands, think about being quick, but I'm coming right back up into the firing zone to hit 5 in a row. Okay, we're thinking about hands, we're thinking about quickness, but we're also going to think about staying on balance. In order for me to do 5 swings in a row, I can't be falling all over the batter's box. Okay, so Junior's going to flip me 5 balls. I'm starting in the firing zone up here. We're going to go to work. And I'm back. Once again, I was thinking about my hands, but you didn't see me falling all over the batter's box. All right, once again, Nick, take your normal stance, take your stride, widen out, think about the hands and balance. You did it.
Very nice.
Are you ready? These 5 will go a little quicker. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Damn. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, guys, nice job. What do you say we move on to the next lesson? Okay, now we're going to move on to a skill that's an important part of the game, even though I wasn't asked to do it too many times in my career.
I was, many times.
Well, maybe you're more qualified to talk about it than I am.
Maybe I am. Bunting. We don't advocate a lot of bunting at the youngest ages. That's the time when kids should swing the bat and learn how to hit. However, it's a skill that can be taught at a young age and should be practiced and perfected by all hitters as they get older. Being able to bunt well makes you a more valuable member of your team. We're going to discuss 3 types of bunts. The sacrifice.
As this one is bunted down the third base line. Bill Miller with
The squeeze.
Third. Squeeze is on! The Brewers win!
And bunting for a hit.
One attempt, first base side, a beauty. Carrasco shovels the first, not in time.
I think it would be a good idea to teach the finer points of bunting at home plate. Let's take a walk.
All right.
Okay, boys, we're going to talk a little bit about bunting. First and foremost, we're going to talk about the sacrifice bunt a little bit. So there's a couple things I want to talk about when we're sacrifice bunting. First thing I'm doing is I'm getting into my stance. I'm not going to try to change a whole lot because that might alarm people out there that I might be doing something. But let it be known, in a sacrifice bunting situation, pretty much everybody in the ballpark knows that I'm going to be bunting. The idea is to execute, and if I execute properly, no matter if they know it's coming, I'm still going to get the job done. Okay, so there's a couple rules we want to talk about when we bunt. First thing I'm going to talk about is after I'm in my stance, is I like to teach when we're going to bunt, before that pitcher actually picks up his foot, or right as he picks up his foot, I'm going to go ahead and pivot around and put myself in a bunting situation. I'm not bunting for a base hit. A sacrifice bunt means I'm giving myself up, okay? So I don't care if they know I'm bunting because I'm going to execute. So what I want to do is pivot around. Now, if you notice, I shortened up with my bottom hand up a little bit on the bat. It's your comfort zone. I've also brought my top hand up here on the barrel of the bat, and I've protected my fingers behind the bat. If you notice where my bat head is, my bat head is above my hands, and that's very important to get the ball to go down. Worst thing we can do is pop up that bunt. The guy on first can't run, catcher has an option to come out here, let it drop, try to get a double play. Okay, so it's very important. The barrel of the bat has to be above the hands. Where else is the barrel of the bat? It's out in front of home plate. I want to bunt a fair ball. I want to give myself up. Okay, the easiest way for me to bunt a fair ball is to get my bat head and my bat out in front of home plate. It gives me more room to work with. Okay, I've set up a couple cones here. Well inside the line, I want to make a good bunt. I want to make fielders come in and off in order to make a play. If the pitcher has to come off that mound at a 45-degree angle this far, and I try to make the ball stop out here where my cones are, he'll never be able to pick that up and throw to second base. Okay, so what I want to do, give myself up. I want to deaden the ball somewhere around where those cones are. Okay, make the fielders come a long way to make the play. They'll never be able to throw to second base and get the guy. They may be able to get me at first base. That's okay, it's a sacrifice bunt. I'm giving myself up for the good of the club. So I'm going to demonstrate a couple here, see if Cal can throw me some strikes. But remember, I'm in my stance. I didn't do a whole lot to change. I'm going to pivot around. The barrel of the bat's above my hands. My hands are in this position. My right hand, my top hand's protected, and my bat is out in front of home plate. I'm going to try to bunt a few balls over there, see if I can't stop them inside those cones right there. I pivot early. I'm giving myself up. The barrel stays above my hands. I can roll that ball right through the cones. Now I'm going to try to deaden it a little bit more to make it stop at the cones. Pivot, hands out front. Okay, did you notice what happened right there? That ball was a little bit lower, and instead of me going like this to bunt it, I dropped my legs down to bunt. That enabled my bat head to stay high. Okay, I'm going to do one more to third base. Pivot around, I'm giving myself up. That's a ball. We don't want to bunt balls. Now it's 1-0. I was the type of hitter who liked to hit and run. I can look at my manager now and say, you want to think about it? No? Sack bunt again? Damn. All right, got to bunt again.
Give myself up. Right through the cones. Third baseman comes in, he's not going to be able to wheel around and throw it to second base and get my guy out. If I want to push the ball to the right side, once again, I do everything the same, but what I do now is I use this bottom hand as my rudder. It's like a ship's rudder, I'm kind of pushing it out. The barrel stays up, and I'll try to push the ball over to the right side. Bat angle stays the same, barrel above the hands, bat in front of home plate. I'm in this position, use the rudder, put the bunt down. That was a tough one right there. Out in front, keeping the barrel of the bat above the hands. Let's try one more over there. Didn't get him between the cones, but I think I was soft enough where the pitcher can't run in and pick it up and get my guy out at second base. All right, Troy, I need you for a minute. I want you to come in here and see if you can demonstrate the bunt right there. Remember the big things. Give yourself up early. Pivot around. Bat stays out in front of home plate. Barrel of the bat in front of the hands. I want to see you bunt 2 balls in between those cones right there. I tell you what, that's a real dead bunt right there. There's no way in the world they're getting him out at second base. All right, hold on 1 second, Troy. Back out just a minute. What I want you to think about is when you pivot around, you're doing a lot of things right. Your angle's good, you're putting the ball in this plane. If we point this bat towards the pitcher and then just kind of keep it there and catch it, let's see what happens. I'm going to try to overcompensate you. I want you to bunt a ball right down the third base line. See if you can do that. Once you pivot out here, keep the bat pointing to the pitcher. Pretend you want to catch it right there on the head of the bat. Drive it through those 2 cones right there. All right, it's not a bad effort. Now, let's talk about these 2 cones over here on the first base side. Remember, the barrel stays out. This left hand moves like a rudder. See if we can push a couple. Okay. Now, do me one little favor. I like your direction. Don't punch at it so much, okay? Just try to catch it. See how soft you can get it. I want to see if you can make it die right here. Very nicely done. Now we're going to touch a little bit on bunt for a base hit. There's 2 places to bunt for a base hit. One down the third baseline. Okay? A lot of people like this one. Or you can try to push the ball where you make the second baseman run in further, okay, to make that play. If the second baseman's got to come in, I can push it by the pitcher and create that little triangle problem where the second baseman, pitcher, and the first baseman all don't know what to do. We're not showing this bunt so early because we're trying to catch him by surprise, but everything else holds true with the barrel of the bat out in front of home plate. So I'm going to be in this position, waiting and waiting and waiting. Junior's going to throw a pitch. I'm going to try to get a base hit down the third base line first. I'm waiting. Oh, we need to tailor that field better. But if you notice, all I did was drop there. This bat came out into a perfect angle. The barrel stays above it. I try to get a base hit down the third base line. This is more of a surprise here. Oh, I think I beat that one out. That's nice. Now, if we want to push it, right-handers can take this back foot and start to walk, okay? That's going to allow me to actually get a little bit more oomph on it where I'm going to push it towards the second baseman. So once again, I'm not going to show it too early. I'm waiting. There you go. Ooh, that's got a chance right there. Okay, so that's the difference between bunting for a base hit and sack bunting. When I'm going to the right side, when I'm bunting for a base hit, it's going to be a little bit harder. Trying to make that second baseman come into play. Bunt down the third base line, I want to be a little bit more exact towards the line because that's a tougher play. Kyle, you come on in here. I want to see what a lefty does. I want you to instruct these guys right now. You don't have to talk because I've heard you. But what I want you to do, you ever bunt down this line for a base hit? Yeah. You have? Yeah. I want to see you do that right here. Oh, can you beat it?
You got a hit.
Okay, good. Now, did you ever drag a ball?
Yeah.
Okay, the drag the same way. You want the second baseman making the play, right? You got to get it by the pitcher.
All right.
So when you do this one as a left-hander, I want you to go ahead and bring your foot up here and drag it along with you. Keep the barrel of the bat up. See if you can make that second baseman make the play on a run. Junior, did you get that one?
I think you got it by me.
Oh, you got it by him. You think you get a hit on that?
Maybe.
Let me see one more. Oh, I like that one.
That's a good bunt.
That's a base hit. Okay, we covered the sack. I'm done with you. Thanks for instructing. We covered the sacrifice bunt. We come around early, we give ourselves up. The things that have to happen: bat in front of home plate, barrel the bat above the hands, create the angle with the bottom hand as the rudder, okay? Button for a base hit's a little bit more of a surprise. Talk about one last bunt, the suicide squeeze. Suicide squeeze, man on third base. He's coming when the pitcher gets to about right there. That way he can't change his mind and throw a pitch out or throw one at you. Okay? We have to bunt the ball. So even though it's a sacrifice, in a sense, because you're giving yourself up, you don't want to come around here too early before that pitcher throws, because then he can change his mind. So the suicide squeeze we show late, and we do not want to bunt a foul ball. If I bunt this ball foul, I've ruined the surprise. We can't put her back on. Okay? The suicide squeeze is usually put on when the timing's right. Everything's geared for it, and all you have to do is execute to put it in play. So I'm going to go ahead and wait, be patient, and when the pitcher gets here, I'm going to square around. All I want to do is bunt the ball back to the big part of the field. So the suicide squeeze is on. I know it. We're ready to go. I'm waiting. I square late. I put the bunt down. My man walks through home plate. We score a run. Okay? That play's put on when everything is geared offensively for it. You got the right guy at third, you got the right guy at home, and you got the right guy on the mound. Doesn't happen that often. So we as the bunter, in this case, must put the ball in play, give our team a chance to score a run. All right, that finishes up the last lesson on hitting on this DVD. Thank you for your effort. I'm done with you boys. Get out of here.
Before we go, let's review some of the concepts we went over in this video. Stance is a starting point. Just remember that you need to be balanced, have plate coverage, and be able to see the ball with both eyes. Hold the bat loosely in your fingers with the knuckles lined up to unlock the wrists and allow for maximum bat speed. All good hitters have a weight shift. You have to go back to go forward. The best stride is soft and short toward the pitcher. That helps keep your head and eyes on the same plane, which makes the pitch easier to see. The best swing is a level swing that stays on the same plane as long as possible. A short, direct path to the baseball is best. A quick, level swing that utilizes the hands, wrists, and forearms. It's okay to pull an outside pitch or hit it up the middle if your natural swing dictates that. If you keep the front shoulder in and drive the ball, that's the result you're looking for. Maintaining balance from beginning to end is essential when hitting. If everything is done correctly, the follow-through takes care of itself. One hand or two, it doesn't matter. Bunting is an important skill to master. Younger players should not be asked to bunt in game situations. They should be learning to hit. Be creative and keep your hitting drills fun. Don't coach during batting practice. Save the coaching for drill work. Well, we certainly gave you quite a few fundamental building blocks to successful hitting. Thanks for sticking with it. If you've made it this far, I'm confident you'll be able to help someone else become a better hitter or become a better hitter yourself.
Our hitting DVD can be used in conjunction with our other DVDs covering defense and pitching to help make you a better player or coach. In the near future, we'll be producing videos covering catching, outfield play, and running a practice. Soon after that, we hope to get into some more advanced topics.
Make sure you check out our website at www.ripkenbaseball.com to keep up to date with all of our products or to register for our Coach's Clipboard email newsletter. Thanks again for watching our video.
Okay, video's over. It's done. Now you can get off the couch and actually do something. Go practice, and remember, have fun.